Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Stupid O'Clock on the Thursday edition. I'm Joe Dog. Of course, we got John playing the Terminator.
Well, no, actually, Skunk's not here, so I figured
Yeah. And there's Dan. And it looks like we got Master Sergeant Robert. I forgot his last name now.
Ross.
Ross.
Robert Ross.
How are all my happy little trees tonight?
Who was, strangely enough, he was in the Air Force in Alaska.
Yeah. And our panel, our viewers tonight, we got Donna, Carl, and Sarah all telling us hello.
Hi.
Thanks for tuning in. You want to try that again, John? Okay.
Yeah.
So, how's everyone doing tonight?
Considering the week I've had, I'm doing okay. How about you?
I'm doing good. Doing real good.
My seedlings started coming up on my pepper plants and stuff. So I need to get them out of the cups. I've basically been growing them in red Solo cups. They're big enough, I got to put them in. So I've been trying to find 1 gallon cheap temporary pots.
Nope.
Everything's like $6-7 fashionable cheap Chinese plastic pots. I ain't paying $7 for cheap Chinese plastic.
I understand. And Mike Wilkie's tuned in.
Hey.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, Mike. Do we have to put the thing up there that says, hey, go to Facebook, Steve, or whatever? And
It's StreamYard.com/Facebook. All you got to do is say yes. Or click.
And then we find out who you are.
There it goes. StreamYard.com, Facebook, grant permission.
Yeah.
It takes a few minutes to actually work, but
Yeah.
it does work.
And
It's one of the few things on Facebook that does work.
Yeah, Carl's asking, how about buckets?
Well, they're cheaper, but
Oh, no, I went and I looked at paint buckets and stuff like that. So finally I got online and went to Walmart.com. I get 100 of them, the little just cheap plastic cups, 1 gallon cups, $6.99.
100 for $6.99.
100 of them for $6.99.
So when are they supposed to arrive?
Don't know yet. I have to go check.
Now, as y'all know, I've been feeling quite puny here lately, and I'm doing a lot better. At first glance, they thought I was having, a blood clot in my lungs. So they rushed me for that test and said I didn't have to. I'm not, it's not a blood clot in my lungs. But they gave me a new inhaler. It's basically Flonase in an inhaler for you to get it down into your lungs.
Excuse me.
And it's working great. But
So what have you got? Like,
long COVID is what it is.
oh,
But this right here is anything. Water.
Yep. Dehydrated.
Yeah. But then they sent me for the wonderful stress test.
Hmm.
And they told me that you are going to get on the treadmill. I'm going, no, I'm not. And they kept on and kept on. And I said, okay, I'll get on your treadmill, but I'm going to tell you right now, I can't get much better than a, you know, grandpa.
Slow walking, Joe. Okay.
And, you know, anything more than that, and I'm going to fall. So if you're insisting, I'll get up there and do it. But I will fall, and which one are y'all going to take the responsibility for it? Hold on a minute. They left the room. They come back and said, oh, we can do the chemical stress test. And that sort of made them mad because
Does
they
it
don't
involve
like,
LSD?
do what?
Does it involve LSD?
I
That's
don't
not stressful.
know. I don't
Depends on what room they stick you in.
Yeah.
Black Rifle coffee gets his heart pumping faster.
Well, whatever they used made them. They're supposed to get my heart rate up to 140. They could not get my heart rate above 132. And they said,
I could have done it in a heartbeat. I'd have given Donna your credit card and told her to go shopping while you're in the clinic.
I already did that. I told her to go get her something to eat at the cafeteria, hospital cafeteria. The way she eats, I was nervous. They said, well, start moving your arms a little and clenching your hands. And they even brought two girls in to grab and pump and pull on my legs to get my legs moving. 132 is the best they could get.
How much did you pay for this?
$987.
Oh, never mind. I can get it done for about $50.
It's only 25 for everybody else.
25 per. Two girls grabbing on his legs. Okay.
Well, finally, it was. I mean, I'm going, ow, ow, and they go, "Is it hurting?" I said, "Yes."
No, I just say "ow" occasionally, just for the hell of it.
And they said, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is it? I've said about 7.
Like 11. I'm going to kick your ass.
And they're going, okay, go tell the doctor. Well, it wasn't my heart that was hurting. It was the echo thing that the girl was shoving up into my ribs right here.
Hmm.
And I'm screaming, ow! And not only did she have it, jammed up my ribs, she was, trying to find my heart. There ain't one in there, honey.
Really?
I really
Had that
hope
removed and donated to charity years ago.
I hope Heather gets to watch this. I really do.
We have ways of making your heart beat.
Well, and then they kept pushing whatever medicine, and it's like, oh guys, I'm gonna pee on myself. I got to stop. I'm gonna pee on myself. And they're going, oh, it's just a reaction. You'll be fine. And then something happens that I am famous for.
I can just guess. Cleared the room, didn't you?
Toot, toot.
No,
That's my toot, toot.
no, it was more.
Oh.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
Ryan, you arrived at exactly the wrong time, Ryan.
You missed the entire greatness, okay?
No.
It was like, I said, okay, I know I got to quit because after that one, it's the real one.
Hi, Ryan. Welcome to the Flatulence Hour.
And then once they stopped doing the medication, they gave me the little thing to pee in and all that. Here I am in a room full of women wanting me to pee. There was some performance issues. That made them even madder that they had to, one, I gassed the whole room. And honestly, it ain't much bigger than my office.
And it was full of nurses?
There were 4 of them in there.
Not for long.
They go, "That's okay, honey. It happens."
It's going to happen again real soon.
Oh, trust me, it was bad enough that I was trying to cover my nose. So I know. You know when you smell your own fart, it's bad.
What, you didn't have a mask on?
Yeah, I had a mask on, but it wasn't helping.
Permeated the mask.
Those things don't stop gas; they just stop particulate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But long story short, I mean, even of course, I came home and pretty much passed out and slept. And when I woke up from that, I've been feeling better ever since.
All you needed was a good nap.
And Ryan, to answer your question, I have not heard the Glenn's documentary on Jack Kirby yet.
It does.
It does. Plan on it.
It does look interesting. Yes.
Yep.
Oh, it's been looking interesting for 6 months. I think what Ryan is saying is it's finally been released.
Now, what's going to be so funny is when all my local comic book friends that are, actually hosting a major comic book convention in Chattanooga the week before HallowCon.
Are we supposed to mention that? Or
well, the week before. This guy has sort of mentioned that, so that will be so great when I have Glenn Fleming on my show the weekend before his thing.
ooh.
Yeah. Careful who you mess with. I play dirty.
There's a Klingon proverb that says, "Revenge is a dish that is best served cold."
So revenge is ice cream. Okay.
Apparently, with magic shell.
Yeah, revenge. What is it?
Revenge sounds yummy.
I feel like going downstairs and getting a big bowl of revenge right now.
You really. Don't forget the chocolate syrup and the maraschino cherries.
Oh,
I'm out of the
Darn it! Now I want ice
I
cream.
love chocolate sauce though, but I usually French vanilla with honey on top.
that does sound good.
It is, guys. One of my favorites.
One of my favorites is French vanilla with Irish mist on top.
That's a good one.
It tastes like a chocolate covered cherry the first bite or two, and then the
French vanilla with Bailey's Irish cream on top.
oh, now that sounds good too.
It's,
Cracker Barrel used to have a not apple cobbler. What was it? It was a deep dish.
probably an apple cobbler.
Well, basically, it was a deep dish apple dessert that had. Basically, it was like apple pie, with the crust, and it had apples and caramel mixed through it, and then I believe either walnuts or pecans. But they put 2 big scoops of vanilla bean ice cream on top, and that would just made
I
it
believe
perfect.
you're talking about the Cracker Barrel baked apple dumpling recipe.
Right,
That
right.
does sound,
Which
yeah.
they no longer serve.
Well, they do serve something at Cracker Barrel now that sort of blew my mind.
Vodka.
His mind is blown. He can't tell us.
Last time we were at Cracker Barrel, the people on the table next to us ordered, got their order, and the lady brought out the drinks, and they looked like, mixed drinks. I'm thinking, what the hell? I'm going, okay,
Hey, Steve.
mocktails.
cocktails, authentic.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, after the waiter set everything down, he reached in his pocket and pulled out the little airplane bottles and set them on the table.
Yeah. Instant cure for the mock.
I just sort of looked and he walked away, and the waitress comes back up, and I said,
"Oh, you didn't hear? No, that was a big. I posted that on Stupid O'Clock that Cracker Barrel was going to start serving alcohol.
Well,
they have been up here for quite a while.
Yeah, well, until you actually see it, you don't really understand it.
I can't wait till I go into the Cracker Barrel and go, yeah, I'd like to have the meatloaf dinner and that 55-gallon drum of Ripple.
No, but they don't mix the drinks themselves. You have to mix the alcohol in, but they sell the little bottle of alcohol. But it's a little airplane bottle.
Uh-huh. And how much do they charge for the little airplane bottles?
I didn't look and see.
Considering they're like
I could never imagine
99 cents to $1.99 at the liquor store.
I could never imagine going into Cracker Barrel and asking to see the wine list.
Yeah, they've got a wine list too. I'm like,
what wine goes with blackened catfish?
Probably.
It's not a Bordeaux, I'll tell you that.
Mad Dog 2020.
No. It'd be a white wine. It's fish.
Yeah, it'd have to be a white wine.
Yeah. Blue Nun. Cellar Schwarzcat.
Yeah, Sarah may have it. It may be a license thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Cracker Barrel gets the same sort of consideration an airplane does?
I guess.
I don't have the faintest idea. Last time I was on an airplane that served liquor, they actually handed you mixed drinks. Not a airplane bottle, but the real thing.
Yeah.
Of course, I was paying $5 for a 16-ounce beer, but I can't imagine what business class was paying for that one shot of whatever it was in their mixed drink.
Oh, they won't. Oh, coach gets beer, business class gets the mixed drinks.
Oh, no, I asked for beer. I could have had anything. It was one of those, let's see, what is it? The Royal Dutch Airlines.
Oh, KLM? I love that.
KLM, they will give you anything you want except the stewardess,
Really? You weren't sitting in the wrong section. You were sitting in the wrong section.
I wasn't.
Anyway.
Yeah. And besides, I was traveling with my wife, so I was very careful.
Well, that's why you didn't get a stewardess.
Yes.
I bet she got a steward then.
No, she actually got proper tea. Not iced tea, but real tea. I mean,
never thought about that on an airplane.
Yeah. Hot tea with milk.
I would always get like a Jack and Coke just to relax, because I know enough about flying an airplane to get nervous about being on an airplane and not flying it.
You've got to remember, I've got this sense of how my body is being moved while I'm in a vehicle, so I could pretty much feel every tilt and turn that we took the entire route. And I'm going, okay, and I'm addicted to watching the actual map, which is like watching your car go someplace on a GPS while you're not driving. So when it banks, I know it. When it turns, I know it. When it ascent, descent, I know it. So you can imagine how flat a flight simulator seems to me, because there's no actual movement of the room I'm sitting in. Oh, KL. Oh God, I've got it. KLM gave him complimentary cigarettes in 1972. Well, let me tell you, Steve, I can still smell them in the 2000s. Believe me. You get on
Those
some of
planes
those.
never had anybody smoke in them.
Yeah, right.
Well, most of the newer ones haven't.
Not since the 70s, maybe, but
We got stuck. We were going to Iraq, and they put us on an old, I think it was an L-1011, big 3-engine plane, older plane. And
yeah,
we got on board, and the seats had the little ashtrays in the seat arms.
Yeah, you tell us about that. You stole one of them.
And of course they got no smoking signs all over the damn place. You're not allowed to smoke on an airplane, which is ironic because there's a damn ashtray right there. So as we were leaving, I stole the ashtray. I picked the seat arm up, pulled the ashtray out, stuffed it in my bag, and I mounted it in my Humvee in Iraq just for fun. And some jackass stole my stolen ashtray.
you can't trust those men.
You can't trust anybody.
Oh no. Now there was one plane. It was not KLM. I think it was just a straight Delta flight. It was one of the smaller, older planes. You could actually see the nicotine stains still on the walls of the plane, and it smelled like a men's room at a movie theater.
You know those air vents that they have? You get your own private air conditioner, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
I turned one of those on one time, and it was like somebody was inside the other end of it smoking a cigarette, and it was blowing crap on me.
Mm-hmm.
God. Uh-oh. Hey.
Oh my God. Lewis, welcome back, my brother.
Lewis, you missed the best part of the show already.
Well, I was trying to get on, and I tried to get on my iPad, on my laptop. Finally, I had to use the phone. So,
no, I went for a stress test the other day.
Did it stress you out?
No, I pissed them off. They couldn't get because of my legs, I can't do the treadmill.
Yeah.
So they did the chemical stress test.
Yeah, that's what I usually have to do too.
They couldn't get my heart rate above 130.
Okay.
And then it started hurting. And I'm going, ow! Oh, that hurts. That hurts. It hurts. Ow, it hurts. And,
And they asked, did that hurt?
Yeah. They said, on a scale of 1 to 10, what does that feel like? About an 8. It really hurts. So, they said, go tell the doctor. Go tell the doctor. And doctor says, if it's hurting like that, go ahead and stop the test. Okay. And when they stopped the test, the pain went away. What I was screaming ow for is the girl doing the echogram.
Yeah.
Was punching me in the ribs to the point I couldn't breathe.
What was she doing punching you in the ribs?
Trying to find my heart. There ain't one in there.
Well, we all know that.
Yeah.
You want to test his heart? Grab his wallet.
That's his reflexes.
Well, then, before then, I think they were ready to end the test too, because I was telling them, hey, I got to pee. I got to pee. I got to pee. Do you have that do you get that sensation that you got to pee?
Not when I have a stress test, no.
Okay, well, I was having to pee. I mean, it's killing me. And all of a sudden, the moment I'm famous for happened.
Uh-oh. Oh, my God, no.
I couldn't hold it anymore.
It's like a reverse stress test. Testing the nurses to see how they're stressed.
Yeah, maybe they should have been putting a stethoscope on her.
Well,
said-
they
said-
ran to the door too quickly.
I said, I'm sorry, but that just came out of nowhere, and the next one's going
It
to be
come out of nowhere.
the next one's going to be.
We know where.
Where it came from, yeah.
Yeah.
We went to school. We know where it came from.
Where'd that come from?
I've taken
It's like that old
biology
Milton
classes.
Bradley
Yeah.
Exactly where that goes.
It's like that Milton Bradley game, Operation.
Holy
where they
crap!
gotta, pull
What'd you do? Get in a fight with a vacuum?
No, that's where they couldn't get the pad to work, so they break out 800 grit sandpaper.
Oh God! That's what you get for farting at the nurse.
That was long before the fart. The fart was payback. And I've got them all up and down this side.
That's what I call some.
Am I gonna have to make some more eggs, Joe?
They had to break out
Why
the
did-
sander.
Why did you even have to go in for stress tests?
I've had that bad cough here lately.
Uh huh.
Well, you haven't been on the show, but it's been horrible. So they they did blood work on me. It says I had a blood clot somewhere. The chemical.
Uh huh.
So they send me for a CT scan. CT scan comes back. So they said, okay, let's do a heart test. Make sure you didn't have a heart attack. So they sent me for that. And then, after that, hell, I felt a lot better.
Huh.
But yeah, it was. I mean, you can ask these guys. I looked rough last few weeks.
Well,
You
hell,
didn't
she
look-
couldn't get
you
your
didn't
heart
look
rate
rough,
above
you were just
130.
very
I got
weak
130 just walking across the racetrack at the drift championships.
Hey, that's what Joe needs is one of them little
That's
Fitbit
because you
thingies.
didn't use the crosswalk.
Hey, can y'all guess where I went today?
Johnson?
Kennedy
Mensa?
Space Center.
Oh,
Yeah, Kennedy.
Oh, you're still
Yeah,
on
we're down
vacation.
here. We're down here at New Smyrna Beach right now. But
Well-
we went down to Kennedy Space Center for the day.
Are you going to be there tomorrow?
Now, well, we'll be in the area, but not at Kennedy Space
Are they
Center.
launching tomorrow, possibly?
Yes.
They ain't no
There's
launch
schedule-
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Who's
Oh.
launching?
SpaceX.
What time?
I'm pulling it up right now.
I'll let him do it. He knows more.
Because we'll be able to see the launch from here. I mean, we're just 30 miles up the coast.
Yeah.
Friday, May 13th at 6:07. No, that's Saturday. Saturday, May 4th at 4:38 from
May
Slick-
4th,
May 14th,
May 14th. At what time?
4:38 p.m.
Shit, we'll already be gone. We'll be halfway to it, most of the way to Atlanta by then.
Okay.
Damn.
That could have been cool.
You know,
Yeah.
I was gonna get a SpaceX shirt. They had a couple of cool SpaceX shirts there.
Yeah.
They wanted $35 for it. So guess what?
You bought
When
an
I
app.
got back in the car, I got on Amazon, ordered the same shirt for $19. Take that, Jeff Bezos. I'm using your platform to order your competitor's T-shirt. So, what were you saying? Oh, I'm told I'm being too loud. Can you hear me at this volume?
You're on vacation. You're supposed to be loud.
She busted my chops.
Hey.
I didn't.
Waking up the
Oh my
neighbors.
gosh. Speaking of rocket people.
Hey, sweetie.
Hey, Stephanie.
Hey,
Hey,
Stephanie.
Steph.
I made it.
Show Stephanie your
She
shirt.
used to work for NASA.
Yeah, I remember. You
Yeah,
told
okay.
me. Yeah.
Show her your new shirt, Lewis.
I got the meatball logo. I never liked the worm.
Could you tell? Could you tell if SLS was still at the pad, or have they done the rollback yet?
Well, the people that I talked to said that it's still in the vehicle assembly building.
Yeah, they haven't rolled it back out yet.
They haven't rolled it back out yet.
Okay, so
I
they
did get a couple of cool shots of the crawlers.
okay. So they did roll it back from the pad.
Yeah, a long time ago, actually.
Oh yeah, they rolled it back from the pad 2 weeks ago, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they seem to think that it's going to be rolled back out probably within 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know how much to believe of that.
But yeah, Lewis, you may just need to stay an extra kill a little time so you can see the SpaceX launch.
No, man, this condo's got to be vacated by Saturday morning.
Well, you can always find a place midway up the road up.
Yeah, you know what the hotels are like on the Space Coast? Forget
No.
about it.
There's a Best Western in Valdosta, let me tell you.
Well, I'm talking about coming up, watch, see the launch and then head home, maybe take a pit stop about halfway home.
Valdosta.
As much as I'd like to see a launch, I'm ready to get home.
Be aware that I have watched shuttle launches from Orlando and from several from the Fort Lauderdale.
This is going to be
Palm
about 5
Beach
o'clock,
area.
though. This is going to be about 5 o'clock in the evening.
Steph, I got a friend that lives on the Outer Banks.
Mm-hmm.
He sees every single SpaceX launch, like clear as day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It does not surprise me in the least.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you don't have to be right
on
there.
The Atlantic coast, you can just about see it.
Within reason. The further north you go, the harder it's going to be.
I was on vacation in Daytona and just happened to walk out and didn't even know there was a launch going on. And all of a sudden, there it goes.
Yep.
And I'm going, wow, I'm a lucky bugger.
Yeah.
I watched a night launch from a Disney World hotel parking lot. That was really, really awesome.
Well, in 2006 or 7, I think it was 2007 when I lived here in Florida. I was living on the other coast in Fort Myers, and there was going to be a shuttle launch. And so I grabbed my son, and we just drove across the state and camped out on Cocoa Beach and watched the launch. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe the sound.
Really. I lived in Orlando for a while, and I've seen a couple of launches. We actually drove out and watched launches. And strangely enough, I was not as impressed with the Apollo launch that I got to watch as I was with the Goodyear blimp.
Wait. You got to see an Apollo launch?
Yeah.
How old were you? 4?
4 or 5, I don't remember.
4 or 5.
Elementary school, my dad at the time was working with Rockwell International, and they were supplying parts for the space shuttle. They pretty much built most of the space shuttle, except for 90% of it. And he worked at Rockwell, so according to him, they built the space shuttle. And and it's like, I'm sure the other 20,000 subcontractors didn't have anything to do with it. So, but I was living in Orlando at the time, and they picked us up, and we watched one of the big rockets go up. And then, strangely enough, a few weeks later, we went on vacation a little farther south, and the Goodyear blimp went by. I hate to say this, but I was a lot more impressed with the Goodyear blimp flying by. Because the rocket launch was just this white cloud going up into the sky. And you could hear it, like Stephanie said, really loud. Yes, it was impressive. It was a rocket launch, but you didn't really see it. You might as well have been watching this chimney blowing smoke.
It's not so much what you can see is what you can hear.
But when you see the Goodyear blimp, I was probably 100 yards.
Sorry, but
I was 100 yards from the Goodyear blimp, and both engines, it flew by, and it was like, and it's like, whoa, look at it. And then the lights came on, and this little,
Yeah.
Now,
Goodyear,
if you want to know what is impressive, stand in the back parking lot of your office building and watch the static engine test. of a space shuttle main engine from about a mile away. The the first thing that happens is you hear the warning sirens, and then the pumps, the turbo pumps and the diesel engines that powered them were literally just on the other side of the fence surrounding my parking lot. So those things gear up. And it's like, geez, I don't know what to liken that to, but that's loud enough. And then you see the engine hanging from the support structure vibrate, and then boom. And you don't hear it immediately because it's a mile away, so it takes a little bit. And about the time you start seeing the blue diamonds develop, the sound hits you. And the first time that I was out there, and we emptied our office building to watch it. And I happened to, the first time that I saw it, I happened to be standing next to my boss. And it turned out he was as much watching me as he was watching it. Because my jaw dropped. And he leaned over to me and he screamed, "Awesome, huh?" And I could barely hear him. But I know he was screaming because the cords in his throat were standing out. And the whole your body resonated to the sound. And you could feel your internal organs doing this.
Wow.
And you could not hear anything else. I could not hear my own self speak because I tried to answer him. And that was absolutely the most awesome thing, short of I have never actually been at the Cape for a launch. But that was absolutely the most awesome thing I think I've ever experienced to this point.
Wow. So when did your hearing come back?
What?
Yeah, kind of. It was. We were walking back to our offices after it ended, and everybody was kind of talking like, "What? What?"
I read this story, and it's by an author named Cornelius Ryan, and he's the guy that wrote The Longest Day and A Bridge Too Far. And his third book, which hasn't been made into a movie yet, is The Last Battle, about the battle for Berlin. And it talks about how the Russians were setting up this artillery barrage to go into Berlin. They were sitting on one side of the river, and they were getting ready to go across toward the west, toward Berlin. And they set up this artillery barrage. They had light mortars, then medium mortars, then heavy mortars, then light artillery, medium artillery, heavy artillery, and then the really big artillery in the back. And they just had this huge echelon all down the river. Over 1,000 artillery pieces of every denomination. Okay. So when X Hour came and they started this artillery barrage, everything started firing over at the other side of the river. And the problem was, it was so loud that they couldn't talk. They couldn't stop the artillery barrage.
Because nobody could hear the communications.
Nobody could hear the ceasefire. Nobody could hear anything. So these people kept firing until they ran out of ammunition. And then they had no ammunition to support the troops as they went across the river.
Oh, crud.
Yes.
Brilliant.
And they were like, "We don't have any more ammo." What? No more guns. What?
Hey,
They
look,
should get some semaphore flags to use. Stop. Ceasefire.
hey,
Yeah,
look.
really.
Yeah.
Maybe could you handle a run back down to the Cape on the 25th?
The 25th this month?
Yeah.
Oh man, the last week of May is booked solid for me.
That's a return to launch site landing.
Oh,
Oh, they're
while
gonna
we were at KS Johnson Space Kennedy Space Center. One lady told us where we could go see where the shuttle lands, and I'm like, lady, the shuttle hasn't flown in a number of years. But she was talking about was the barge where the SpaceX boosters land.
Oh,
Yeah, she was telling us a certain seafood restaurant a little bit farther down the coast that if you go out there, you can actually look out in the water and see the SpaceX barge. Man, we almost went, but we needed to get back. You know,
Lewis, it's a seafood restaurant.
He cooks better.
So here's my question:
If he wants to cook, yeah.
Which billionaire is going to be the first one to launch a rocket to go see this brand new black hole that supposedly is in the middle of the Milky Way?
Well, you
All
better
of
hope
them,
none
we
of
hope.
them do.
Yeah, ain't nobody reaching that.
No,
Well, they might get there.
no.
We don't care how long it takes. Send them all.
This thing's supposed to be at the center of the Milky Way galaxy.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody
that's
ever gonna
only,
reach it.
what, 10,000, 20,000 light years?
Or how about this? They get there and they're saying, "Hey, this is a Oh, they disappeared in the black hole, I guess.
Yep.
Hey,
Boy,
I'd
that sucks.
have to take pancakes. That's the way it's good.
All right, guys, I got to head out.
all right,
I
Lewis.
just wanted to break in and say hi. Been a while.
I'm glad you
Good to
did
see
pop
you
in
again,
because I got a
Lewis.
question.
Okay.
I need you to do something for me when you get home.
All right. What's that?
I need a measurement of how far your flat top is from the deck.
Okay.
That way, when I start work next week on the grill, I'll know exactly how far to cut my braces and all that.
Okay. I'm
Oh,
pretty
okay.
sure it's going to be around 40 inches, but maybe not. I will measure it for you.
All right, appreciate
All
it.
right.
Thanks for tuning in, man. We
Have
miss you.
fun.
All right. See you guys later.
Tell
Have
your
We
fun.
miss
lovely
you,
wife
Lewis.
thank you, and have
Same
fun.
here, guys. I'm going to try to eke out some time and make it a point to join in.
You better.
All right. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Now back to the
I'll be right
question of Sagittarius A. It's just shy of 27,000 light years
Okay.
from Earth. So yeah, it'd take a while.
Just
And-
watch
you
Lord
don't
of the
wanna
Rings trilogy on the way over.
You don't want to get too awfully close to that thing anyway, because
Take-
they're
Take the entire Simpsons collection with you. You'll be fine. Watch The Simpsons while you're heading towards the center.
Or Doctor Who, maybe.
That's another good
Start episode 1 and you can watch the whole series about 10 times.
No, you can't.
Stephanie, you know, it'd take a long way to get there, but if you planned your trajectory just right, wouldn't take as long to get back.
Or vice versa. If you plan your trajectory just right, you'd actually get there before you left.
Do y'all have any idea what the gravitational differential force would be across your body if you got anywhere close to that thing?
I've read Larry and Evan. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
but it would involve pancakes.
It would be
No, it would involve
becoming a
ripping-
pancake. Yeah.
It would involve ripping you apart.
Pancakes.
Well,
No,
more
not
like
squishing
spaghetti.
you. More like
Hash browns.
It's as easy.
bingo, hash browns. There you go.
I'd take pancakes and the Johnny Cash album.
All right, I'll be back in a few minutes.
Nobody gets that joke. I am so just disappointed in all of my sci-fi friends.
Well, I'm sorry. I do not get that joke.
I
So,
do not. Yeah. And
there's
I'll
definitely
Josh Gad.
at least one, maybe two references that I am not aware
I
of.
will post it to Stupid O'Clock because it is one of the most awesome moments in sci-fi history, and I just really can't believe you guys don't know about it. But I won't post it yet because I got to wait for Joe to get back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody has to be entertaining.
It doesn't involve
Carl, yes, spaghetti.
the black hole.
Spaghetti. Isn't that a type of physics?
Spaghettification, yes. Which is not something that you see on Schoolhouse Rock. Sorry, Bill.
Not usually, no.
They should. That is exactly the sort of stuff
Really?
they should put on Schoolhouse Rock when they bring it back. Because sooner or later, somebody's going to figure out that ABC Schoolhouse Rock was pretty damn cool, and they need to bring it back.
We knew it was pretty damn cool when we were watching it as kids, but
I still do my multiplication tables in my head to the songs from Schoolhouse Rock.
John, if you can put this on screen, what I just put in the Stupid O'Clock
You're
messenger.
make me look at stuff on the internet, aren't you?
Yeah, because you are the Google guy. Anyway,
I don't do Google. I do like Wikipedia. I don't do Google.
oh
I do. Well, that's a lie. I do Google, but I just.
well, if you can put that one up on the main screen, it'll show you that black holes are safe.
Of course they are.
as long as you don't intend to survive.
Name one person that's ever been killed in a black hole.
Oh.
They're
Next
perfectly
million
safe
tell.
so far. That's. Ask Stephanie. She will tell you no one has ever been killed in a black hole.
And this is actually a GIF or a video. It's like 5 seconds long or whatever. I think it's a GIF.
Where'd you put it?
In the Stupid O'Clock messenger.
In other words, you still
Like
haven't figured out how to post stuff to
candy.
Stupid O'Clock. You're going to make me do it.
Okay, well, tell me how. Okay, I see the share button at the bottom.
I don't even see where you posted it.
It's in the messenger chat.
It's in the messenger chat where you got the links for the shows.
Oh, there. Okay, way down there. Okay.
That's
Isn't that
kind
for the
of makes
Beatles? That's the Yellow Submarine, isn't it?
I don't know, but it sort of makes me think of
Isn't that
Instant
Ringo
Hold
from? But yeah, that's
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Ringo. Since you gave it away
Roadrunner
already.
Coyote.
So.
Oh, I got a hole in my pocket.
Well, if you don't want me to give it away, post it yourself. Anyway,
At
if I
least
got to
price
post it, I'm giving it
reasonably.
away.
Oh, I don't know if y'all posted Carl's comment up there.
There you go.
Black hole may be closer than it appears in the mirror.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen the original Jurassic Park movie?
No, so far.
Is that the one with the dinosaur?
Oh, the one with Newman in it.
Yeah.
Newman.
Hello, Newman.
Yes. I saw it in the theater first go.
The scene is they're in a gas burner Jeep, not the electric Ford Explorers that ran on the track, and had what's his name? The
Jeff
doctor, Goldblum,
Jeff.
and he's going, y'all go faster, must go faster, must go faster. The T-Rex,
Much faster.
much faster. And Laura Dern looks over into the mirror, and it says,
Objects in the mirror may be closer than they appear. Yes.
and then all you see is the tonsils to the T-Rex.
Going rah! I still think the best one, although it was the worst death, was the guy that panicked and ran into the porta john.
The
Nope.
lawyer.
Nope. He was a lawyer. He just got what he deserved.
Now, the funny story about that is we took Greg to see it. Greg was 5 or 6 and was on the big dinosaur kick. When that
Cured
happened,
him, huh?
do what?
Cured him, huh?
Yeah, that thing right there. He jumped up and goes, "No more dinosaurs! Dumb dinosaurs! No more dinosaurs!" And we had to catch him running out of the theater.
Poor kid.
He was gone. That's it. We're done. And I'm trying not to laugh as I'm chasing him up the aisle.
Did you see that thing I posted on Stupid O'Clock about the person in the Velociraptor costume at the kid's birthday party?
No, I didn't see the birthday party.
They were in some sort of like Chuck E. Cheese type place with the ball pit and all sorts of stuff like that. And the guy comes running in the Velociraptor outfit. Traumatized kids everywhere.
Only.
I want one of those costumes. Especially the way I walk now. Oh, I have the perfect Velociraptor walk. Of course, I would have to pull the full Jeff Stringer on it and rewire the speaker to be up close to the mouth.
Now, I didn't see the video, but I'm assuming it's not the typical cheesy inflatable dinosaur costume that you see a lot of people wearing in TikTok videos and stuff like that.
No, this thing is almost walking with dinosaurs. Animatronic.
Oh,
it's beautiful, and you can twist it certain ways and make, it has audio tracks and blinky eyes and everything, and it's life size, raptor life size.
Maybe we yeah.
Oh, they range from chicken size to taller than a tree. There's a lot of variety back there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And Sarah's
depending
got
on
it
the
right.
exact species.
so Stephanie, I think it was you that made a comment on this. Somebody posted something about I think what used to be a dinosaur park in Michigan or Minnesota somewhere. I think Michigan, and the photo was
yes.
of the T-Rex, but it looked like it was taken through a hollow log or something. I forget, but it's still there. Of course,
Yeah.
the park is more extinct than the dinosaurs themselves now, but that put me to. Do you remember where that was from?
It was somewhere in Michigan, yeah.
Okay.
And I posted something to the effect, because the first shot was like looking out from what had been maybe like the entrance to a ride or something, so it looked like rock and wood.
Yeah,
so
that's
like you were looking
the one
out of
I
a
saw.
cave. And so here's this T-Rex in full stride coming across in front of you, and my reaction was stalking T-Rex with time travelers in hiding from the T-Rex, because
the
that
delicate sound of thunder.
It put me to mind of a very frightening experience I had when I was young. We were on vacation and we were driving through St. Louis, which, yes, that's a frightening enough experience as it is. But we were on the highway going around it and going by what would be Six Flags, I'm thinking, or maybe it might have been in existence already. I'm not sure how long Six Flags over St. Louis has been around, but this would have been back in the 60s. There was something there that they had a dinosaur park, and you're on the highway, which is a little bit elevated, so you can kind of look over the side out your window, over the side down below on everything. And we were coming back. It was after dark. I was asleep in the back seat of our station wagon, our Brady Bunch station wagon, and I wake up to look out the window to see this huge dinosaur head above where, like the neck is stretched out. And I don't know my dinosaurs, but I'll put it this way. It looked like the one that Fred Flintstone slid down when it was time to go home. With the big long neck. But this thing, because the statue was so ginormous and the head was almost level with the highway, except it's way down lower. And it was the most frightening thing I ever saw, because there was some sort of light shining on it, obviously for after people walking around after dark. I don't know what the name of this place was, or if that was I know it was in or around St. Louis, near there at the time.
It was called
the VA hospital,
Bill Park.
It was what, Dan?
Scared the shit out of Bill Park.
Yeah.
Now there is I haven't been to it, but down around Stephanie somewhere there's a dino park.
No, Joe, that's the Huntsville Zoo.
No, this guy's got a little bit of trouble for the way he treats his customers.
Not familiar with it.
They didn't get eaten by dinosaurs, did they?
No,
I think I've seen that movie.
He's got a bad habit of over imbibing and getting on the golf cart to tour the place.
Oh dear.
And running into people's vehicles. And has a waiver on his thing, not responsible for any damages incurred inside the park.
Yeah, tell that to my lawyer.
Yeah, he'll be responsible if I whoop his ass.
Tell that to my
Bill, the dino, the Fred Flintstone dinosaur is either a brontosaurus or an apatosaurus.
I could not remember the other name. Thank you, Stephanie.
Yeah, well, I was thinking of a Apatosaurus.
I know the name. I just couldn't remember how to pronounce it.
For a while they thought it was a brontosaurus, and then they said, "Oh no! There's only a Apatosaurus," and now they've decided they're two related genuses.
Isn't there one like Dilophosaurus or something like that?
Brachiosaurus. That's the one from Jurassic Park. That's
the one that coughs all the time.
Yeah. Bless you. Remember that, Stephanie? Bless you.
No, I don't remember that.
Vegisaurus? You don't remember that? Okay.
Yeah.
They're hiding.
Well, you're 0-2 with Stephanie tonight, Joe Dog.
I'm sorry.
They're way up in the tree to protect themselves, and this Brachiosaurus comes up and starts eating leaves around them. They weren't up high enough.
Oh yes. Oh,
it's okay. It's a Vegisaurus. And the girl's a vegetarian. Says, Vegisaurus? Yeah, like a big cow. And she goes out to pet it, and it sneezed and hopped a dinosaur-sized loogie all over her. And as the dinosaur was walking away, her little brother goes, "Bless you."
Oh, that's going to take a lot of hand cleanser to get off.
Well, I tell you.
No, you need a pressure washer for that, Dan.
Yeah. I will say.
I've never seen them, so.
I will say this much. If you've ever fed an elephant fruit, you hold out a handful of chopped fruit, and the fruit goes away, and you pull back a hand that is filled with elephant snot. And that's not fun.
When I was in Iraq, several of the bases where they had their little, they called it a bazaar, where you go out and buy local national stuff. Mm-hmm. And it was on the base. So they went to the bazaar. And one of the things they'd have was you go get your picture taken of a camel.
Yeah.
Now, I know enough about camels and other wildlife to not want to be anywhere near a camel. Okay, I don't care who's running the damn thing. Okay, but a bunch of my buddies wanted to go get their picture taken with the camel. So, okay, I'll watch the vehicle while y'all go get your picture taken. So I'm sitting up on top of the vehicle, just waiting for them to get back, and I can see them interacting with the camel from the top of the vehicle. I didn't have a camera with me that day, but God, I wish I did, because that shit was hilarious.
Did it spit?
How many of them got bit?
I'll
How many
answer
of them
Sarah
got
in a
spit
minute.
at?
No. One guy had just bought a 100 pack of wet wipes. Okay. Had to go back buy another one after he had his encounter with the camel.
Yeah.
Because I have never seen an animal spit a loogie like that before in my entire life.
I actually wrote that into a book. So
Terry Pratchett did too, but he included geometry.
They are like, I don't know what it is with camels, but they're vindictive about spitting on people. Okay, it's like you can almost see them sitting there going, "Hey, watch this. I've been working on this one all morning." Some guy comes up, and they just kind of look at him, and all of a sudden they look away, and then the next thing you see is, and it's just head to toe. I mean,
Like I said, geometry.
Hey,
it's like somebody took a gallon of paint and just.
llamas are even worse. A llama
haven't been around a llama.
look at you like,
Oh no, my cat does something like that once in a while too.
I remember when I was a kid.
Usually a hairball.
When I was a kid, one of my favorite shows to watch was Emergency.
Yeah.
Squad 51. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And they had this one episode where they had to go in and rescue this guy in a hotel room. And he was one of these guys that was selling illegal reptiles.
Yeah.
And one of the reptiles he had was a spitting cobra.
Okay.
So they had to go in, and the guy had gotten, he didn't get bit, but it got him in the face with the
Yeah.
That's not
So
good.
they're going in to rescue him, and they realize there's a spinning cobra in there. So they go in with a CO2 fire extinguisher and a glass ashtray. And the guy comes in with the fire extinguisher, and he's pointing it, and he's looking around, and he's searching under the bed trying to find this cobra, and he's got the ashtray in front of his face. And as he goes around the last bed in the hotel room, cobra pops up, spits venom at it, and you just see this glass ashtray just get covered in this just vicious. Dan, what's the word I'm trying to say?
Caustic.
No, thick and gooey.
It's venomous.
It's viscous.
Viscous. That's the word I'm looking for. Okay. Not vicious, viscous. And you see this big brown goo across that glass ashtray, and he turns around and hits it with that CO2 fire extinguisher. Just fuck you, reptile.
That'll cool his order a little bit.
Uh-huh. Okay. One. The third kind of dino that looks kind of like that is a Diplodocus.
That's the one. Diplodocus.
Two. To answer Sarah, yes, some dinosaurs did have rocks in their stomachs to grind up food. A number of the herbivores did that.
And strange enough, modern birds in some cases do that.
Yes, and we know they did because we find if we can find a largely articulated fossil skeleton, then in the area of the stomach or one of the stomachs we find the rocks.
Yeah,
and you can tell because they look kind of like the rocks that you would find in a chicken gizzard.
Yeah.
They're
The area would be whatever is dinosaur analogous to a chicken's craw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now Stephanie made me hungry because I hadn't thought of chicken gizzards in years, and I want chicken gizzards.
More for you.
can
I'll
have
eat
more.
chicken livers, but no.
I can't stand the chicken livers.
Really? I fry some mean chicken livers. Let me tell you.
Well, all I'm gonna say, chicken livers are only good for catfish.
They are good for that, but chicken gizzards
Yeah.
are better for catfish because they're a little bit more solid. They're easier to get on the hook.
Yay, Joe!
Yay!
So should we invite Joe, or since he's
Joe's at work.
late, just leave him out there?
Joe's at work.
Yeah, Joe's at work.
He said so in the last show.
Did we leave?
Not
Did
ours.
we lose Bill?
Yep.
Yeah, his
Temporarily.
neighbor shut off the internet.
Did what?
His neighbor shut off the internet.
Bill uses his neighbor's internet connection.
Oh,
That's
He
why
lives
it's
in a
so
big. He lives in
unstable.
a big apartment building. His neighbor's got off the internet.
okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll take the chicken livers, but don't give me the gizzards.
I don't like it. I don't
Could
like
have
eating
both.
chicken hearts because they're a little chewy.
Sarah, the size of the rocks, yeah, they would be rounded, but the size of the rocks is going to be determined by the size of the dino.
Right.
Yep.
When they're little bitty dinosaurs, they eat little bitty rocks. When they're great big dinosaurs, they eat
Send Joe a link.
Rock City. Yeah. Oh, I will send you a link.
Oh, okay. Thank
How
you.
did I get? I don't know where I got to be the technical guy on this. I really don't.
Well, I was looking to see if
You
I
do
got
it
him
so
on.
well.
It's desperation. That's what it is.
Yeah, we're desperate for you to do it.
Oh, there he is. Okay. Message Joe. Send one of them. It's funny. The only thing I see on Joe's message board is invitations to StreamYard. So.
And you're more than welcome, Sarah. I was glad I was able to answer your questions.
Mm-hmm.
I do have an undergraduate minor in geology and a graduate subspecialty in same. I actually have more than a minor, but I kind of decided
It's a major minor.
I only had a few more classes I could have taken, and I could have probably picked up a major in geology. But I decided maybe I better get with the plan and go on to graduate school. So.
Well, I have a minor in paleontology, but he'll be going into middle school soon.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Okay.
There he is.
There's Joe.
Hey,
Joe.
How's it going, guys? Let me know if you get any feedback or anything. I'll try and find my headphones.
Oh, you're fine.
Doing good. Doing good so far.
Except you look like you're in a car in a parking lot. Other than that, you're fine.
Right?
Did you read what Carl said?
Agoraphobia, huh, Carl?
No air conditioning.
Oh, okay. I started to say, yeah.
Well,
I never find him in the Agora ballroom.
In all fairness, I did go on a dig with my geology professors one time. A bunch of us, the guy that owned a farm had been walking his fields and found bones sticking out of the creek bank. So he called the geology department and said, y'all need to come have a look at this and see what it is. So the geology professors got together and rounded up a bunch of us students, and we went out there. And sure enough, it turned out to be a species of extinct bison. The bones were mineralized; they were fossilized, and the creek had cut away enough of the bank to start uncovering a complete skeleton, or an almost complete skeleton. So some of us were sent up and down the creek, literally walking in the creek, looking for anything that might have washed downstream. And the water was kind of high, and it was a little bit muddy because it had rained. And yours truly stepped off the ledge and into the deep part, and so I fell in the creek, head to toe soaked.
Did you have a paddle?
No.
That would
Up
go
the
well with
creek
without
a paddle.
Fortunately, it was not Shit Creek either, though.
Are you sure?
I'm absolutely positive. It was not Shit Creek.
I don't know if Bill.
Laboratory analysis has proved it was not.
Well, let's just say I would have been something other than simply wet when I crawled out.
Piss comes to mind.
I'm going to tell this story real quick, and I'm never going to
That
tell
too.
it again. We were doing a land nav course down here at Catoosa County's firing range area, in just south of me here, back when I was in JROTC. And this one guy, he was trying to look for the map point. We couldn't find the map. We were in the right area, just couldn't see the point. So he's walking around, and he sees this lump of dirt. And it's getting near dark. You can't see that good. We're trying to finish this before I have to go back and do nightland nav. He goes and he stands up on top of this mound of dirt and falls into it. Turns out it wasn't a mound of dirt. It was a dead cow.
Oh, ick. Dan is going, I really didn't need that mental image.
Somebody that I could possibly
No,
read.
no. I can imagine some of my friends would have tried to get me to do that. Or it's just a mound of dirt. I'm going, yeah, I know you. I ain't getting no place close to it.
So we get back to the collection point, and they're going to pick us up in a deuce and a half, big 2.5 ton truck with the canvas on the back. Nobody would let him in the back of the truck.
I can't imagine why.
They made him. He had to ride on the running board next to the driver.
That beats having to use a skateboard and a tow rope.
Yeah.
I don't know. That puts him upwind of everybody.
But fortunately, there was a Dollar General store up the road, so they went and got him a new set of pants. So he burned
another 100 pack of those wet wipes, huh?
I was thinking in terms of what do you do with the foot gear?
Fortunately, he didn't have on any gear other than the only gear he had with him, other than a compass, was a wet weather jacket, which is rubber. So I didn't bother to. But he was literally up to his crotch. He was up to his crotch in animal guts, so it was kind of nasty.
Decaying animal guts at that.
Long decayed animal guts.
I swear, I think
the consistency of warm pudding. That's the best way to put it.
What kind of shoes did he have on?
Ruined ones.
I couldn't tell you.
That was kind of my point.
I think he had on jungle boots actually, but yeah.
They were going to go in the garbage.
I'm pretty sure most of his clothing went. Actually, they had a burn pit, so most of that stuff went there.
Yeah.
On the bright side, it did smell a bit like barbecue. So that's
putrid barbecue, maybe.
Burnt flesh. Okay.
Yeah, moving right along. Da-da-dum, da-da-dum.
Moving right along.
Listening to this while trying to type up a daily work report is just amazing.
Joe, are you in your decompression chamber there again?
Hold on, John. I'm going to send you a picture.
I don't want to see any of those.
No.
I don't care that you went to the doctor today. I don't want to see it.
No. I just want to know if this is possibly who.
Oh, okay. The private message. Okay. I had no clue.
Where are you sending me a picture?
Facebook. Just give me a minute. Well, that didn't work.
Now there is one of the buildings on UGA campus where they have the it's not a complete skeleton. You can tell which is actual bone and which has been reconstructed, but I believe it was an ankylosaurus, the short, fat, spiky one.
Yeah, ankylosaur.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's right, but I'm not sure. It's been 50 years since I was
Them
there.
them and Stegosauruses were my favorites.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Ankylosaurus was the one that looks like an armadillo with a mace for a tail.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
And
A
then, of course,
Thagomizer.
yes,
A Thagomizer, indeed.
Thagomizer, yes.
Thagomizer, yes.
And then, of course, Stegosaurus. I love the spiky tail thing. That was just
Oh,
so
yes.
good. And then,
Dino was my favorite.
of course, my favorite was probably Triceratops. Just
Hmm.
Now, on one
The
of
egg
my
and I, yes.
on one of my Colorado trips, a friend took me out to a site in south central Colorado.
Mm.
And the it was really interesting to drive because the um, rock strata had been pushed up vertical. So there was a ridge of rock that was just about like this, a blade, and the road ran along the top.
Ooh.
And the blade was just about wide enough for the road, a one lane road for most of it. There were a few places where it widened out. There was one place wide enough for a couple of cars to park, which was fortunate because if you then got out of your car, walked across the road, and about 50 feet back, you could see it came up, the rock came up, and there were Protoceratops footprints in the rock stratum. It had been mud. It had been a mud bank, and an entire herd of Protoceratops had walked across it, and their footprints were fossilized. Everything from itty bitty baby footprints all the way up to the adult male. If I spread my hand all the way out, that's about the size of the adult male prints.
what
And
was that one?
the
What was that?
Protoceratops were the precursors to the Triceratops.
Right, they were the one with the one horn and the big bony
Mhm.
ridge thing,
Right.
crown,
Sure.
whatever you call it.
Ceratopsians, yes.
Mm. Now,
Um,
I'm trying to remember the name of that the geological term for that kind of folded.
well, um,
There's something, but I'm sorry. It just came to mind that there was a term for that kind of
the
folded terrain.
the folds are termed anticlines and synclines.
Okay.
So if memory serves, this is the anticline, and this is the syncline. I may have those reversed. It's been years. But the interesting thing about Colorado is that the mountains there were not formed by folding like the Appalachians were.
Hmm.
Those mountains were formed by fault block shifts. So you would wind up,
It's sharp.
yes.
Okay.
So it's not folding, it's faulting, and then yes, that's a Triceratops, and then probably one of these guys over here on the side is a Protoceratops. But the entire family are known as ceratopsians. There you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
Protoceratops.
That's
Yep.
Protoceratops. So if you've got fault blocks like this, then your mountains occur. My hang on a minute. My rings are getting in the way. Okay, and then you get a little bit of a tilt. So now the edge, here's the fault, so that the top of the fault becomes the ridge line. And does that make sense?
Yeah, perfectly.
Okay, John, what are
Spurs
you
and
trying to do?
draws, spurs and draws, spurs. Yeah, they taught us that in the military, how to do terrain.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so you've got multiple parallel fault lines, and so they slip, and then each one slips consecutively, and then kind of bucks up, and so then you wind up with
You wind up with Lookout Mountain.
no, you don't. Look, that's not the way Lookout Mountain was formed.
Really?
Lookout Mountain is a
is
fold
folded.
mountain
Yeah.
that had a cap rock, and part of the cap rock eroded away. That's why it's flat on top.
So the escarpment isn't one of these.
No, it's
No,
kind of
It's-
folded.
it's where it eroded away. It's where the
So
river
the river
eroded.
came through and killed everything, basically.
Yeah, river came through and cut through it.
So
Yeah.
I was always under the impression that Lookout Mountain had done this, and then on the other side of the river, Signal Mountain had done this, and the river had gone in between the two.
Mm-mm.
But
The river cut through it. A river cut tends to be fairly straight sided or even V shaped. You get the big broad U shaped valleys when a glacier has come through. I'm kind of I've been talking science today. I actually went and had my hair done, and my my hairstylist started asking me questions about the black hole and stars and stuff like that. And I started explaining stellar evolution to her. So I'm just kind of on a roll today. And if y'all are sick of it, shut me up and I'll go on to something else.
that's a horrible thing to say. Shut you up. That's
Well, I mean, I don't want to bore people.
you're not
But
boring
this-
people.
but this
if they
is-
were
this
bored,
is-
they wouldn't be here. Or
This is the sort of thing that I'm thinking about doing that Monday night podcast on. This sort of conversation, if people would be interested. So
oh,
Well, you can always count me in if you need a dumb guy to explain stuff to.
well, I mean, I plan on trying to get some scientists and science fiction authors to interview, and you're certainly a science fiction author.
Is he?
And there are going to be days when I'm not going to be able to get somebody to interview, so I'm going to want guys to chat with. So the answer is yes. So
Now we know where that air conditioner sound is coming from. Joe's got the warp drive on.
Yeah,
Sorry.
No, other Joe.
other Joe.
I thought I was picking up my truck AC.
Nope, we're picking up Joe Dog's house
My
AC.
super fan over here.
because it didn't start until Joe popped it back in to the show. So
Well,
That's all right.
let me see if I can share something.
All right.
Um,
Now, what did I miss? You're looking for what?
dinosaurs, and you showed up.
Oh, well, seek and you shall receive.
Folks, excuse me, I need another beverage.
I mean, it could have been Dan we were talking about on that, but
I keep hitting the wrong damn button.
yeah, you did.
Watch me go to the fridge. Full screen.
right?
oh, that's what I meant to get at the store.
I was sitting there when he did that. I was sitting there going, okay. I'm just going to let it roll, see what happens.
Really?
What'd you forget at the store, Steph?
Oh, I wanted to get some Hefeweizen so I can drink it during the shows. And I don't even know if I might have to get
So I've got a fun little picture I'm going to try and share here. Not used to doing this from this little laptop. See if it'll let me do it.
Yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to go in and get it because I'm not seeing it on.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to do it on my tablet.
There we go. I just had to pull it up. So yeah, this is a shot from one of the cameras on the interstate of our job site tonight.
It's bright.
Oh yeah. They've got it down, they got the right lane closed. They've got this ramp traffic here coming off sooner to merge in than normal. It's a mess.
And what are they doing?
Tonight they are going through, I don't know if you can see my mouse cursor or not, but
Yeah.
the little gore area right here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're actually removing most of that paint, those paint lines tonight. They're removing a lot of the shoulder paint lines. This is all prep work for tomorrow night when we start actually pushing traffic over, because we're actually going to close about a 5-mile stretch of this left lane and left shoulder here. So we got to merge everybody over one lane and utilize that outside shoulder as a lane. So tonight's just kind of going through, removing some of the paint lines we're not going to need. That way tomorrow night they can come in and focus mainly on painting everything, because it's going to take them the full 8 hours to try and get all that done. Tomorrow night's traffic is going to be even worse because we're, come 1 a.m., going to have 3 lanes closed, 3 out of the 4 lanes closed down.
And what are y'all going to be doing?
This is a...
Praying, mostly.
What's that?
Praying, mostly.
Pretty much. I almost got creamed a couple times just trying to go through the job site tonight. This is they call it a profile and grinding project. We're going through and patching a bunch of the concrete through the job site. Then they're going to come through with a grinding machine, and that will go through and kind of rough up the road, give better traction to the tires, and then also put it at the proper slope so that water drains when it rains.
So they're going to cut the grooves across the pavement to help the water get out of there and provide traction.
It won't have tining. It'll just be like a rough up, just a grind on it. They don't really tine roadways. They'll tine bridge decks to help drain water, but the actual roadways they won't tine, just so it keeps road noise down for the most part.
So it'll be more like sandpaper than ribs.
Right.
Okay.
Down here around Chattanooga, we got this place called Monteagle Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps you've heard of it. If you've ever driven a truck, you've heard of it. But
You've heard it.
Yeah, they do some interesting road work on that road. Let's put it this way. Anytime there's a weather alert about cold weather and snow and ice and stuff like that, they send the new intern from the local news stations up to the hotels on the top of Monteagle Mountain to do reports about how bad it is to send interns up to the hotels on Monteagle Mountain in the middle of a damn snow and ice storm.
And the way our snow and ice is, actually, I remember when Jed Mescon was an intern, and
He was so cute.
And it didn't snow. So he laid out in the middle of the Waffle House parking lot and showed the proper way to do a snow angel on
no snow.
On a completely dry parking lot.
You're gonna get road rash from that.
Yeah.
Never
It is a running joke at WRCB that every winter, the first time they start getting a snow alert, they send the intern in the van up to that Waffle House on Mont Eagle Mountain. With the Waffle House is right there where the Mont Eagle Mountain goes over the top of the mountain and comes down the other side. And if you've ever driven Mont Eagle Mountain, you know exactly where I'm talking about. And you see the new people out there in the middle of a damn snowstorm reporting for WRCB TV3.
And John, Jed never did another snow report on location.
No, he didn't. Well, now the thing is, my sister used to work for TV3.
Mm-hmm. I remember many a times he was up there. Yeah, but Jed pulled that stunt, and he never was sent out on another assignment for snow.
That was,
that's the reward, or maybe the punishment, for being a smartass.
For a long time, I joined the National Guard, and I went up to the armory. Where I joined was on Eagle Mountain. There's an engineer unit up there, and it never failed. Every winter when we had a National Guard weekend up there, it would snow. It was just like a running joke. And we used to joke about going down to the Waffle House and messing with the news reporters. But we never did, but we talked about it. But
we've got some construction going on next to a bridge here in a little town close by, and we can't figure out what they're doing, but they have deforested and smoothed out the floodplain from the river and moved the road off to the side of the old bridge. And we're just hoping against hope that some genius has not decided to put a housing development in the floodplain next to the river. But that's what it looks like they're about to do, is put some buildings there that are going to be underwater at least 4 times a year.
Houseboats.
One can only hope.
Or your little barges or whatever it is that you like.
It's not that big a river, believe me. You'd be hard to get a John boat through there successfully most of the year. But when it rains, you're going to get a small lake. About 10 acres. And I mean, the same people in the county are going, Shirley, you're not going to build a house there. And oh, don't call us Shirley. I don't know. We'll figure it out when they get done, because they're certainly not telling us about it. Our tax dollars at work. That's probably why the property tax went up $1,000 per lot here this year. A lot of people are out protesting that because basically nobody's done any improvements. Why should their property tax go up that much?
Because they don't have money to make the improvements.
The people don't have money to make the improvements, and the county's not improving anything, so they don't need money. What's really weird is by this time next year, I will be old enough to apply to have the school tax removed from my property tax. So that should cut that in half. And I'm wondering whether or not they actually look at the paperwork for that, or if they just go, nah, you got a job, we're gonna charge you $1,000 more every year anyway.
Up here in Illinois, they've been talking the last day or two since we've had all this heat up here, record-breaking heat and record-tying heat. all these kids that are going to the high schools up around Chicago are taking thermometers and putting up videos and screenshots of these thermometers that say 86, 90, 94 degrees in their schools. And no air conditioning. Here it is, the 21st century, and no air conditioning. And so that's got everybody, especially the school board, up in arms against the governor, saying, look, you've had all this COVID money that's supposed to go to the schools. Stop sitting on it and collecting money on the interest of it, and start spending it and putting some air conditioner units on the roofs of these schools so that these kids don't pass out from heat stroke. And I remember
they won't do that until they get about 5 or 6 of them die.
Well, if not more.
Well, I was just thinking, around here, the offices of those schools would have air conditioning. The classrooms wouldn't.
Yeah, my high school, we got sent home on hot days.
Well, with us, it was always, you had 2 places that was air conditioned, the principal's office and the library. And everywhere else you had open windows and fans. And
those big 4-foot high fans in the gymnasium that never did a damn thing except make a lot of noise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Down here, if you get sent home on a hot day, basically, Daddy said, okay, well, get on the tractor and go plow the weeds out of the soybean patch. So you were riding around for hours, plowing weeds out from in between the rows of soybeans in the heat.
Let me put it to you this way. I went to Red Bank High School. They didn't call it Spring Creek Road for nothing.
Yeah.
It'd be real hot. And you see everybody pulling swimsuits out of their backpacks and stuff.
Hey.
Yeah, the high school I went to, the only 2 rooms that had AC was the 2 computer labs. One was in the upstairs of the building that had window units. The other one was in a trailer. And then the gym, which was built long after the school was originally built, had AC.
Sarah, just so
yes,
you
sir.
know, in some states, if you don't have kids, or you don't have to pay school tax.
Basically, when you get
taxation without
65,
representation.
Retirement age, you can apply to stop paying the school tax as part of your property tax. And basically, right now, the last estimate I saw, the school tax is 20% higher than the actual tax on my property, and you have to pay both.
I'm a confirmed bachelor. I've never had kids. Why should I pay a school tax? I mean, it's literally it's taxation without representation.
I'm putting up with it because I've got grandkids in these schools. So
now, if they want to tax gasoline, but property tax for kids, that's not fair.
Yeah, too much of that tax going too.
Ooh, wow, 20 minutes till last man. Okay.
Wow.
We have jabbered quite a bit tonight.
Just a bit.
Yeah.
Well, it is what we do.
And I wanted to say this earlier, but we got into a subject change from Joe Dog's experience. I was just going to say the Stupid O'Clock Flatulence Hour is brought to you by Imodium OTC.
Oh, Stephanie, you missed the story.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's a reason why Angostura bitters are really, really popular in certain areas, because it is one of those things that reduces or, in some cases, promote Joe's problem.
Well,
To all my military friends out there.
no, I had to go for a stress test Tuesday,
Okay.
and they wanted me to get on the treadmill. Me on a treadmill trying to run.
Oh yeah. It's kind of
Yep.
like trying to put me on a treadmill.
So they decided that, okay, no, you can't. Oh, you walk with a cane and you can barely even stand up. We'll do the chemical stress test.
Yeah, which I wouldn't want either.
Needless to say, if you can see it there, yeah, one of the leads wouldn't read. So, instead of,
The nurse gave him a hickey.
yeah, the nurse pulled out 800 grit sandpaper and started sanding my skin until she could get a connection. I got a few more over here on this side.
Okay.
Hey, you know me. I'm a cold person.
One of the few people that ever uses a grinder for manscaping, I tell you, Joe Dog is just tough.
Well, they wanted to get my heart rate to 140.
Yeah.
I've never had a heart rate of 140.
Where do they show you the bill?
That'll go through the roof.
All they could get, best they could get was just a tick over 130. And it was making me, the chemical or whatever was giving me the urge that I had to pee.
Oh dear. That's a stress right there.
Yeah. And they're going, oh, that's good. That happens. That'll help bring your heart rate up. They brought two nurses to start pulling and, working my legs like I'm walking, making me get this. I had another nurse yanking this arm around, trying everything. And it wouldn't go above 131 to 132.
Joe Dog was like a marionette with these nurses.
And then the nurse doing the echo, the ultrasound thing, was taking the one and gouging me in the ribs with it. And I'm going, oh, that hurts. That hurt. Oh, it hurts bad. Stop. I can't. That hurts. And so, they say on a scale of 1 to 10, what is it? It's an 8. Okay. She's grinding on my ribs with it.
Jeez.
One time I got to the point to where I couldn't even hold anymore. I went in there. I said, girls, I hate to tell you this, but when I have that happen, the next one's hitting a false alarm. That was a warning shot. Go get the doc. They say go ask the doctor. Because of that, because we can't get his heart rate up, and it's hurting so bad. The problem was, what was hurting so bad is the girl doing the ultrasound was, she said, I can't find your heart. I said, I ain't got one.
It's down here in my
These guys
ribs.
sound incompetent.
It was killing me. But, after that, of course, I came home, went to bed. But I've actually felt better since then than I have in months.
You got to hire those nurses to do physical therapy on you then.
No.
No.
I was thinking if the nurses were a little cuter, the heart rate might have popped up a little bit, but...
Well, one of them,
Oh, nurse.
Nurse Ratchet.
the one working this hand, twisted my hand up like this and pulled it next to her body in a certain area. And I'm like, she says, quit fighting me. I said, I'm trying not to play with your tit.
Madam, I would like to remind you I am a married man.
It was just horrible. So, but yeah, and
I ain't touching that line in the green room, damn it.
I've got bruises all in here from where they tried to, poke me. I got bruises on my ribs from the ultrasound thing, and they wanted to say I was uncooperative.
You're kidding me.
No,
That's where you go to your cardiologist and you say, "Hey, dude, you need to get new staff."
That's where you need to go and go, hey, I need a new cardiologist.
That's a possibility too.
Oh, yeah, Sarah. Around here, the school tax and the property tax are two separate things, but you get billed for both of them at the same time. Thankfully, you only have to pay it once a year. Usually it is due in December. And they sent out a notice here just a week or two ago with the estimates of this year's property tax assessment. And there have been people whose property tax has gone off $1,900 on an acre of land and a house from last year without having made any improvements to their own property, to planted trees, built a new porch, whatever. Same stuff. All I do is mow the yard. My property tax went up from $300 to...
It's Georgia. If you walk from your house to the mailbox and check your mail and then walk back into the house, they bump up your property tax.
Mm-hmm. So. Basically, the property tax goes up automatically just because, hey, you've still got a job. If you didn't have a job, you wouldn't be able to afford
every
it.
Every time something goes wrong around here, the government's responsible for. We're on them like, well, just get out here and do your damn job. I'm paying taxes.
And Sarah, I don't think that's normal because everybody I've talked to has never said that they've experienced that.
They did that to Daryl, and it was nowhere like that. He said it was actually relatively easy, except for the tendency to want to panic.
Well,
because that's what that's basically what they're trying to do.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Stephanie, have you ever seen me get panicky?
No.
I'm usually the chillest one in the room.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say all they had to do to Joe Dog was just to go ahead and have his wife bring all the pets and put them in the room with him at the same time.
That's what they needed to do was bring the cat in, put him in a chair, and put the cat on the back of the chair.
I will say, Joe, I've seen you angry. Not very often, but I have seen you angry. But I haven't seen you flipping out over anything.
Yeah. Or not even angry enough to get my heart rate above 120.
I doubt it. Yeah. John, what was that gesture?
Oh, that's just, if nurse tried to get my heart rate up, she's going to have to shoot rockets and mortars at me. Darling, you're an amateur compared to what I've been through.
Really? You want to do a stress test in an office? Come on, to stress me out, you got to drop me into 285 rush hour traffic.
Hey, come here a minute. Let me show you a stress test, darling. Okay. I'm going to pull this 45 out. I'm going to shoot at you if you don't get across 285 fast enough. Okay. You just run across 12 lanes of traffic, Atlanta traffic, while I'm shooting a 45 at you. We'll talk stress.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And just for fun, we're going to have some flares and mortar fire and Random
generally random explosions going off around you.
Well, it's Atlanta. You can,
Oh,
yeah, really?
Waffle
I mean,
House, get that.
And they were worried about my resting heart rate.
Well, Joe Dog doesn't know this,
Now,
but
wait a
we
minute,
actually have video of Joe. We have video of Joe Dog on the treadmill today, and I just go ahead and put it up there for you to see, and it looks like one of Joe Dog's pets is there with him.
Donna.
Yeah, Stephanie, my resting heart rate was 58.
Okay.
So they're wanting to bump my heart rate up over nearly 100 beats per minute than what I normally resting.
Yeah.
You ain't
happening.
Wait till they get a load.
That should indicate that you're in good shape as far as your heart, your cardiovascular system is concerned.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So.
Well, I hate this. This is so sad. Breaking news, everybody.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to go ahead and bring it up. Yep.
Say it isn't so, Joe.
And it's so.
Well,
And like a broken singer, you gotta make it so.
put that microphone up higher, Dan.
I won't. I'll just talk louder.
That was funny, John.
It's one of the advantages to everyone in your family working in the medical field. You get all sorts of really cool shit.
Oh, Lord.
Good night, Sarah.
Have a good night, Sarah.
Good night, Sarah.
That's it's kind of cool. I can actually hear my computer better now.
How about now?
Ah!
Help me! Help me! More RAM. Oh, Lord. Yep. In the next week or two, we will see hopefully an improvement. I've gotten an order in for a new headset. It is Bluetooth. It is a bone conduction headset with a boom microphone. So I will have to remember to take it off when I leave the room.
Because if you go to the bathroom with that on, we're going to know.
I know you're going to know. That's why I have to remember to take it off.
You'd be surprised how much range Bluetooth has. Okay.
This one has basically, I could leave my property and still be able to talk to the computer.
God, that's too strong.
I had a scary experience at Six Flags. I took my brand new cell phone, my little Bluetooth gizmo with me, so that while the kids were running around doing stuff at Six Flags, they could call me and tell me. So I'm walking around, I got the Bluetooth headphone on, and Six Flags had done this advertising thing where all the different rides you went near had Bluetooth advertising.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, dear.
So if you got close to one of the Bluetooth terminals, they'd send you advertising over. I'm like, who the hell's calling me? What's the problem? They only left, 2 minutes ago. What's their problem now? Because it's usually, we need more money. Six Flags. And
kids.
And it overrides your Bluetooth to your phone?
It comes in on. It picks up your Bluetooth connectivity, connects to your phone, and then sends it to you and tells you what the hell's going on. And it's all these little advertising gizmos like, hey, you get a free coupon for a milkshake at such and such, milkshake stand, and just crap like that. So.
Jimmy, you have, or Mike, Jimmy, you have, I hate to say this, we love you, but you have the first time.
This is like the second time I know of that he's done this. He shows up literally 5 minutes before the show ends.
Fashionably late.
He just woke up.
Okay, I can live with that, But he needs to show up on your show, Dan.
He does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he
That's
shows
cool.
up early.
Yeah, really.
Um,
Before my jokes get too stale.
Too late.
Dan, I hate to say this, some
But
of your
I'm pumped.
jokes are so stale. Bread, 3-week-old bread's fresher.
Hey, these animal crackers were live dinosaurs last week.
That's my favorite one out of all the rim shots we've done.
So guys, I know that Dan is up to his eyeballs. I actually, it turns out, do not have any video editing software, and my video creator is no longer with me. Is there any of you guys, other than Dan, who is up to his eyeballs, that has the capability for doing opening and closing credits for this show that I'm trying to develop?
I will tell you right now. Do you have Skunk on your
Friends list.
friends list?
I do not.
Okay. I will send that to her eventually. Just a moment.
Okay.
Good.
Skunk is probably.
But if you want
Much
to do it,
better than me.
Yeah.
if you want to do it yourself, supposedly there's something on Microsoft. It's on your computer, you just never use it, kind of thing.
Yeah, we looked
But-
for it.
No, we looked and they deleted it a couple years back. They stopped putting it in the Microsoft package.
They've got something that says works exactly the same way, but it doesn't.
But it doesn't.
Jimmy got us back. He hadn't had any coffee yet. All right. All right. We understand.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
Drink-
No
drink-
offense, Jimmy, but
drink-
showing up on this show with a coffee deficit is just wrong.
Well, it's dangerous to
It's
one's sanity.
It's really. I mean, it's like getting in your car without gasoline in it. I mean, it just really doesn't do anything for you.
Well, I hate to do this to you guys. It is time. We got to jump out of here so Dan can get his show rolling. It is time to say good night, everybody.
Good
Good night, everybody.
Good night, John.
Bye,
Boy.
con Dios, amigos.
I have slipped the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand, and touched the face of God.